And by the way, this is totally now Q&A time. So, I just have two more points to make to you before I open up to Q&A. Okay. Because this is another thing I want to share with you. So people already ask me, Cindy, how do you keep going with Make Love Not War in the face of all the obstacles that you encounter? The thing that most motivates me is a dynamic that I call, I'm going to fucking well show you. You tell me it can't be done, I'm going to fucking well show you. You're going to bury my path, I'm going to fucking well show you. And so be inspired. When you come across barriers, go, I'm going to fucking well show you. And my final point is, this is my favorite quote of all time, from a computer engineer of years ago called Alan Kay, who said, in order to predict the future, you have to invent it. Too many people think the future happens without us. Rode us over its wake. I believe in making the future that you want to happen, okay? And every one of you in this room has that power. Don't just go, this is the way it is. Go, how do I want it to be, and make that future happen. That was the last point I wanted to communicate, and now I'm open to... Bravo! Yep.
How young do you like it?
It's not about how young, it's just, let me explain why I date younger men, okay? Because everything in my, I'll get to it, yeah. Everything in my life and career has happened by accident. Dating, I'll never plan anything. Dating younger men happened by accident. And what I mean by that is, I used to run an advertising agency in New York. And
New York?
In New York, yeah. And 23 years ago, we were asked to pitch for an online dating brand. And in the advertising industry, when you pitch for a client's business, you have to experience the client's product and the entire competitive landscape. So we all had to online date. And this was 23 years ago, and none of us on the agency pitch team ever had, because it wasn't a thing back then. So the rest of my team on the pitch were all married, living with, dating. They went online as fake personas, create false profiles. I thought, I have to do this for business reasons, why not do it for real? Let's find out what this whole online dating thing is all about. So I posted my profile on a bunch of sites. I was very honest about everything, including my age. I got a ton of responses, very good for the ego, by the way. But much to my surprise, because I had not thought about this as a dating strategy, 75% of those responses were from younger men, and the majority were from much younger men. And I suddenly realized that, I was absolutely what these guys were looking for, because I was a attractive woman, high-flying career, did not want to settle down, didn't want kids. I just wanted to have some fun, which at the time, I'd started an advertising agency in the world's toughest marketplace, Madison Avenue. I was working 24/7. I was having no fun.
Why so dark?
This MF really bought a 5K
Oh, bro,
Airbnb
there was a
just
Ouija
for
board
her to
upstairs,
leave
bro.
instantly
And
after
then-
stream. This is insane.
And then look, bro, I found this picture, bro, and this shit has like...
What the
I have fantastic radar, very nice people. I've only dated utterly lovely younger men in an atmosphere of mutual trust, respect, affection, and liking. And so, ironically, my so-called casual relationship's gone a lot longer than most people's so-called committed ones. I date younger men off and on in periods of 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15 years. They may go on to date women their own age, get married. We like each other. We stay friends. Meet platonically for coffee or drinks. And sometimes relationships end and they come back. We just have a very nice relationship that is not society's conventional one. Design the one that works for you. Ask what makes you happy. The gentleman in the bright, sorry, it's a bit weird. You had a question?
Oh yeah, no, I was asking her a question though. That's why I got my phone to read up the question. So basically, you were saying like, basically your experience of life and love is pleasure, not just sexually.
But do you know? So when I joke, when I say, I can't wait to die alone.
Yeah.
So I won't die alone because I have an amazing family that I'm very close to.
Right.
I have brilliant friends I'm very close to. I'm surrounded by love every day. I just don't want to be in love romantically. And I will never die alone because I will have people who love me around me who are friends and family. So that's where I come from.
All right.
Can you give a reason for wanting to never be in love?
Do you know, a bit like India in a class where she talked about her experience with love and dating. I've absolutely thought I was in love. And years later, I've gone, what was I thinking? As I think we all have. And so I've realised that I am someone who's much happier on my own. You know, and there are people like me. There are many more people in this world than you would think. It's just it's still not as socially acceptable to say that. You know, but no, I am happiest on my own. Yes, sir.
Miss, a lot of people in my chat, they want to know what's your body count.
Do you know? I'm so disappointed. I lost count many years ago.
Wow! You're a city girl!
I'm 65 years old. Come on, I'm the oldest person at Student University. I'm way older than all of you.
Wow!
I'm going to ask more questions.
Okay.
Sorry, this question over here hasn't asked yet. So, sir.
Wow.
So, what's
I like her name.
okay, so asked that question several times, and nothing's going down at Student University. Okay, just we are keeping it professional.
Yeah, this question is on the Twitch chat.
Yeah.
So if you're sexless, is this the web?
Oh yes, yeah,
It will help you?
It absolutely will do. Because honestly, people tell us that, I mean, for example, we hear from cancer survivors who tell us, after I had a mastectomy, you know, I thought love life over, and I discovered your site and all these wonderful people, and they're making me feel so happy. So absolutely.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you. It
Great.
wasn't for me, it wasn't for me.
Good.
Professor.
Yes.
Okay, so I got
What question should I ask?
I don't think, let me just check.
I'm kidding.
We have time, but by 10 questions, there's other people.
Professor, so somebody got.
No, that's completely irrelevant.
So if you got 200 bodies, you're not considered a whore.
No, absolutely not.
200 bodies, and you can say it's like.
No.
Here's my question.
Guys, the key thing about that question is that it's appalling because it's much more than everybody, male and female, was called.
You look like Annalie Choppa. Like, no, what? Wait, is there another finger in there?
We celebrate how people really feel in the real world, and it's not what popular culture tells you should be happening. Yeah.
I honestly think, like, why does the body count matter if
Exactly.
we're all put here to reproduce?
And we're all here to enjoy ourselves. Body count is irrelevant. It's irrelevant.
So do it matter how much different people are sleeping in one
But the
day?
aspect of women.
That's your choice.
What do you sleep with different people one day?
Hang on.
Yeah, miss, so one of my viewers,
Guys, shush, one question at a time.
sorry, one of my viewers, they said they actually love you, right? He said he can't stop googling, which is masturbating. He
Yeah,
needs help.
yeah.
How can he get help?
Right. Okay, so let me just tell you, by the way, guys, in 16 years of Make Love Not Porn, people write to me for advice all the time because they don't know where else to turn. You know?
What's the background?
And instead, I have a Substack. It's called Dear Cindy, and you can write in questions.
Is it effing or is it
I'll answer
disconnect?
them. But I answer this question. I spoke a couple months ago to the Greenwich Connecticut chapter of a wonderful organisation called the National League of Young Men. This is a non-profit that operates across the US, and it's for high school boys and their mothers, and it's about bringing those boys up to be terrific leaders of their community. So I was very impressed. The mothers invited me to talk to 50 14 to 18-year-old boys about Make Love Not Porn. They wanted their sons to learn. And basically, it was held in the house of one of them. And the mothers left the room. They said to the boys, we're shutting the door. You know, you can ask Cindy whatever you want. We hear nothing. We know nothing. We've got no, you know, and also, share everything. So I was asked this question, same question. You know, when is too much masturbating unhealthy? And honestly, masturbation is a hugely enjoyable activity. There is an English playwright, Christopher Hampton.
I'm sorry, Professor Cal. I feel like it's not a talk.
Yeah, shh. There's an English playwright, Christopher Hampton. He wrote a play called The Philanthropist many years ago, where he said, masturbation is the thinking man's television. And women's, obviously, as well. So masturbation is hugely enjoyable. And my answer was, it's only something concerned about if it is actively getting in the way of other things that should be happening, like your studies, seeing your friends. But honestly, if you're enjoying it, feel free to masturbate as much as you want.
So he just said he's doing it right now.
Yep. What the?
Okay, yo.
Yes, another question.
There you go.
Guys, shush, let's say this question loudly, please.
Someone in China said, what's the average size you take?
What's the average?
What's the average size you take?
Size is irrelevant. Oh my God, you know, guys, this is another absolute myth.
Can you ask your question again, please?
The average size you take.
Guys, and honestly, by the way, that is an inappropriate and disrespectful comment, and but size does not matter, and let me especially make that point to the men in the room.
Wait, ain't one of them in high school?
That one.
Oh. That's 5.
What?
No, oh my God. No. No. I meant like that's fire because like. Try it. Dude, that shit's
Go
hard.
Dogs!
Wait. Oh shit! Oh, hold on.
Go dumbass!
Go, do two.
She looks like my ex? Oh, fuck.
Stop. You were saying the word too, bitch. The fuck you telling me to stop for?
Alright, bro, come on. Bro, what are you doing, bro? Cameraman buff.
The internet came down his head, including me. The newspapers published a tweet I sent him. And I said, walk through any park in any big city in the summertime, look around you at the couples sitting on the grass, holding hands, cuddling, kissing. You will see what people really find hot and attractive in the real world. The evidence is all around you every day. Look on the street, look around you. You know, we are all hot as hell because we're us. That's what the world finds attractive. That's what we celebrate at Make Love Not Hate.
That's it.
Damn, nigga!
Oh my
We've already spent $100 in the stream.
Oh, what?
Bro, she told you she doesn't want to be filmed, so don't tell me.
Why did he name you?
Right?
Yeah.
Because he said he seen a supermodel, and he was all like, my son's gonna be a supermodel. Hey, he's pretty fucking right, huh?
Yeah.
No, okay, I thought it was happening. Oh my God, I thought it was happening. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah. Oh my God. Oh my.
Project your value. People value the value you put on yourself. Don't waste your time banging your head against closed doors. Engineer yourself in a position where doors open automatically as you approach. And so when you make yourself desirable to a brand by saying, we share the same values, I can make you this much money, you're in a position to negotiate. You can go, you know, first of all, here's the highest amount I want without actually bursting out laughing. And then you go, you know, understand those are your terms. My terms are, I require 50% up front and then 50% at the end of the project. And honestly, if anybody argues with that, walk away, because they won't pay you forever.
Right now.
Okay? Yep. I'd love to hear some questions from the ladies, by the way, if anybody's. Yes.
Have you ever been in love?
Oh yeah. Well, I thought I was in love, you know, and I look back and I go, it was infatuation, you know, it was temporary passion, it was this guy ticked all these boxes, you know. I look back and I go, I don't think any of that was really love, and that's part of why I reached the point where I went, actually I don't want to be in love, you know, because I'm really happy just as I am.
I think she was in love, right? She might be cold.
So you said younger men, but do you think if you were a man, would that be considered weird?
Unfortunately not. Okay? So again, I'm public about this because in our society, older man, younger woman absolutely fine.
What?
Older woman, younger man, less socially acceptable. You know, and so